with one of the finest, most entertaining media personalities on every damn platform. And also, of course, that's right, Mike Golic. The Fighting Irish, the Oilers, the Eagles, don't forget the Dolphins. And with us today with the Talking Type U campaign, which I know is very much always on your heart, relating to the challenges of managing diabetes, and you're going to speak honestly about that today, Mike. We'll get there in 1 second, but let's just in the spirit of speaking honestly,
right?
If you were to speak honestly to all the NFL owners who are on the old frying pan right now,
yep.
With the Brian Flores lawsuit, what would you tell them?
Well, I mean, listen, this issue, and I don't know where the lawsuit's going to go. You know, that I leave to the legal experts, and I know some have said it may be a hard thing to prove. We'll see. And also, you know, about were they influenced with money and or benefits to lose games for draft picks, which is a separate issue as well. But as far as the hiring is concerned, to me, listen, the Rooney Rule has not been working. And people always ask, so what can they do? Outside of forcing teams to hire minorities, to have a percentage of minorities or have a percentage of head coaches who are minorities, I don't know if anybody wants that. I don't even know if the minority candidates want to say, oh, I have to get this job because of numbers. I don't think they want to earn it on their ability, which they have. This comes down to me, to one simple thing. The owners. The owners are the ones that make the decision. Those 31 owners individually who are running the team, I say 31 because Green Bay is publicly owned, they're making the decision. They're the ones that are choosing, 9 times out of 10, a white coach over a minority coach. So until their view changes, the view they see of looking at themselves in the mirror and seeing that color and how they look and how they talk, until that changes, whether it's by them or whether it's after they hand the team down to somebody else or there's new ownership, like we're going to have a new owner in Denver, that's where the change has to come. I mean, this isn't a Roger Goodell. He can't stand up there and mandate anything. This is on the owners.
Yeah, see, I think we're dealing with a little unconscious bias. Like, I think a lot of them would say, I'm not. Are you kidding? The last thing I am is a racist. Right? But like, on the other hand, you can go down the list. This guy was an offensive coordinator for 4 games, yet you hired him to be your head coach with barely any real reason other than somehow he wowed you in an interview. I mean, you see this all over the place. So I don't know what it looks to me. That's what it feels like they need to look at.
Oh yeah, they do, and you're right. To a man, I'm sure they would say, "I'm not racist. I don't see color, and we're just picking the best guy." Well, okay. I mean, really? So this is an argument that's going to keep going and going and going. But we know exactly the people that can change this, and they're the guys that are sitting at the highest point of each team.
Does that ring true to you? By the way, that an owner, Stephen Ross, whoever, and Hugh Jackson saying the same thing. Hey, I'll give you money to lose games. I mean, that just seems like, don't you realize what position you're putting yourself in by even saying that? Like that, there's like an amazing amount of entitlement to me that you would even say that to someone, which makes me wonder, could this really have happened?
So Hugh Jackson has kind of backtracked already, and his initial interview wasn't the greatest about this. The Brian Flores is saying that Stephen Ross told him, about the $100,000 per loss. And again, that's going to be a he said thing. So can either one of these guys prove that? Then stop, period, end of sentence, new sentence. If this actually happened where Stephen Ross offered money for losses, that's where Roger Goodell can step in. In my opinion, if that can be proved, if you actually did that, you should not own the team anymore. You should be done owning an NFL franchise. Think about what the hell you're doing and what you're influencing, especially since the NFL finally got into, they had to be dragged to it, but they did it, finally got into the gambling and have their deal with Caesars and whoever. Right. Think of how those people are going to feel. Say, wait a minute, you got owners telling coaches what? When we're trying to set lines and have, credible gambling going on here. You got owners offering money to coaches to lose. So again, if that's true, and we're going to find out, but if it is, to me, they should not own teams anymore.
Had you ever heard of anything like that though going on? Like it
No.
smelled okay, no.
So, but because I hear this every year because my two partners, or a few of my partners at ESPN were Jets fans, right? And at the end of every year, you hear every Jet fan say, "Oh, we need to lose the last 3 games so we get a better pick." It's fine for a fan to say, and as I've always said, players will never buy into that. Players are always trying to win. Coaches are coaching to win. I said above that, who knows? We see in basketball, what does management give the coach as a team to put on the floor? It's not the players or the coach. It's what tools do you have to work with that maybe you're in a bad position to win. So it's never the players or the coach, as far as I'm concerned. Players want to win. So but I never heard of it happening until these accusations have come out.
And it's also what baseball's dealing with their lockout. You all on the ownership level, you're trying to lose. And partly it's, there's a financial aspect to it. And there's also, you want high draft picks. You've seen the Astros, you've seen it's anyway, not great for sports. By the way, you mentioned your former partners. Do you miss doing the daily radio?
At times I do. I mean, there was a point where I was doing a lot of interviews, people call and talk about this and that. And my wife would be like, you need to get back into this. You just, when I start talking, I just keep going. So I do miss it. I don't miss the hours. I did get used to getting up at 4:15 for the 6 a.m. show, but it's been nice to sleep in. But yeah, there's part of me that does miss the everyday and talking about all the sports.
I mean, you guys brought it. It was the greatest duo. So anyway, congrats on the amazing success you have. And I know you're doing a ton of things now, and you're calling games, and you're all over the place, and you're talking to us. Speaking of, let's talk about the Talking Type U campaign. Yeah. Explain why you wanted to partner here, and what's on your heart with moving this forward.
Well, the big thing is 17 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and so it was my early 40s. To put it in perspective for people to kind of understand, there's 34 million people dealing with this in the US. That's equivalent to 485 filled football stadiums of people who are dealing with type 2 diabetes. So I treat everything like a team sport. I said, okay, I need a new playbook, a new game plan for this life now, a more important thing than a football game. So my doctor is now my coach, my wife and family are now my teammates, and that's how I went about it. Because I found out I really needed to find out what worked for me, because those 34 million, everybody deals with it differently. So I jumped into the modern technology, and that's where One Touch Solutions came in. It's kind of a one-stop digital shop of where I can get customized programs that are going to fit me from, a nutrition side, from a fitness side, from getting information, whether it's AI information or chatting with an actual diabetes expert about issues I'm having. Now it's all in one area that I can find through One Touch Solutions. And I got to talk with former athletes, John Kruk from baseball, Kyle Love from the NFL, both dealing with type 2 diabetes as well, about how our journeys are different. So I would tell everybody, go to talkingtypeu.com. You can hear those interviews and discussions and get other really good information. And you can also enter a sweepstakes and maybe win some home gym equipment, which is be a pretty cool thing as well. So a lot of great info at talkingtypeu.com.
Yeah, for sure. Check it out. And for sure, I'm just curious, your biggest challenge daily around this is, what would you say?
For me, it's the food, because I've always worked out. I mean, I've worked out since, friggin' 10 years old, been playing football or sports all the way to 32, so working out, it's been easy for me to get up and go move. And that's a key. When I say workout, because I know I've talked to people who have type 2, who may be my age, younger or older, and say, I can't really work out much. I said, if you can walk, that's a workout. If you can walk down your driveway, if you can walk around the block, just start moving. I've always been able to move. So for me, it's been eating the proper things, and I've gotten a lot better at it. I'm probably 85 good, 15 bad eating wise, but it's improved a lot to help my numbers.
That's a good 85-15 is that's thumbs up. Well done. Where do we want Junior to go with the radio career?
Junior is on a path. I will because he's a grown man now. I'm going to let him say what he's going to do. He's going to be doing something. That's all getting finished up. And I say that I respect him, to let everybody know the real reason is he can beat me up now. So if I say it before he does, he'll hurt me, and I don't want that.
So fair to say that you're at least excited about what the future is.
Oh, very excited. He has got, I mean, listen, I thought he did a great job at ESPN. He, dealt with the talk of, oh, dad got him the job and all that by standing on his own 2 feet and continuing to work there for a number of years, getting his own show and improving. I mean, they're not keeping him as my son if he's not getting the job done. So he's standing on his own 2 feet, and what he's going to be doing next, there's no doubt they all feel that he can do the same thing.
That's awesome. Congrats to the family on that one. All right, I got 2 quick one here. I know you got to get on out.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Did Minnesota make a mistake not bringing in Jim Harbaugh? And by the way, I had a very strong source saying that he really wanted to go to Miami, but I don't think he was ever offered, and he thought he would be.
I don't think Stephen Ross, who's a Michigan guy, wanted Harbaugh to leave Michigan. I thought once Harbaugh interviewed with the Vikings, I thought Stephen Ross might say, well, if he's going to leave Michigan, hell, I want him down with me. But I think not getting the offer before he left Minnesota maybe rubbed Jim wrong a little bit. And remember, he also took the pay cut at Michigan, which he's, I'm sure, going to try and make up for now. I thought he was gone. I thought he was going to go back to the NFL. Did they make a mistake? Listen, we saw the success he had, going to the Super Bowl as a head coach in the NFL. Let's see if he can build now at Michigan. I wish I knew the answer to that, because people are going to say, well, what's Kevin O'Connell going to bring? What's the grade? I'm reading all these grades of the new head coaches, and I keep saying to myself, how can you grade them?
Right.
We have no idea what any of them are going to do who have never been a head coach before. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. When you're a coordinator and then you sit in the big chair, you have no idea how they're going to react. We've seen do you believe Sean McVay has a coaching tree already? He's like 10, and as a tree, it's like a sapling, but it still has branches between, LaFleur and Staley and Zach Taylor, and now Kevin O'Connell. All these guys getting head coaching jobs. It's amazing.
It is unbelievable. 38-36 going up against them in the Super Bowl, and coaching guys, I don't know, 2 years younger, whatever.
Yeah.
What's your advice to Aaron? Stay in Green Bay or go elsewhere?
To me, listen, the guy is doing it for one reason: it's to win. Now they keep not doing it in the playoffs in Green Bay, but I still think if not Green Bay, stay in Green Bay. The other place I would think would be San Francisco. I think they got a lot of great talent out there on both sides of the ball. It'll be tough to win that division with the Rams out there. I get it, but that could be a place. I know people talk about Denver. We'll see. I think there's more talent in San Francisco. So it would be stay in Green Bay, or if you're going to leave, go to San Francisco. But I'm partial to Green Bay. They have but it is head scratching that they could have such a great regular season record and then just can't get it done in the playoffs.
The great Mike Golic. Let's wrap up on this. Are you ready for the wedding? I believe Sydney is getting married here in April. Your son-in-law is a Harvard grad. That might be a little intimidating, even for a Notre Dame guy. You ready for this?
Yeah, Ben Broniker is his name, a tight end for the Bears end for a number of years, and now get ready to go to med school. I mean, seriously, he must laugh at our family. We tell him not to use big words around us, but a great guy. Here's what I'm happy for the wedding is I needed to get here. That means I'm done paying the bills, because, oh my, it can be expensive. But listen, you live for walking your daughter down the aisle. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be going to be a hell of a party.
Mike, great to see you. Appreciate it. And everybody check out the Talking Type U campaign. Enjoy the Super Bowl. You got a quick pick? Who we got?
Since I'm working it now, I'm actually working the sidelines. Yeah, I can't really make a pick. So what I will pick, someone's going to make a wager, pick tails. Tails never fails.
Tails never fails. Mike, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks. See ya.